All right, it says I'm going live, so any second y'all should start hearing me talk as I get ready to play some Alleyway. So today I'm going to play Alleyway for the Game Boy, the original, using my GameCube Game Boy player, which I finally got working after polishing the disc even more. So let's go ahead and get going. This is an Arkanoid style game, breakout style game. And as I play, if there's any issues with the volume, like if I'm too loud, the game's not loud enough, let me know. But let's go ahead and play some Alleyway. And yep, that's Mario and the little... Hey, Norberto's here. Welcome. No power-ups in this game, which would have been nice. There you go. That's what you want to do right there. And we're just busting bricks. The bad part about this game, other than the lack of power-ups, is sometimes you can get stuck with just the one single brick that you need to get. There we go. It's been a while since I played this. I did a review probably like a year ago. See, I'm getting stuck now in that corner. So I need to adjust where I set my paddle. Maybe try there. That should work. That'll do better. And then maybe when I'm done with this one, I'll check out the chat because I'm paying attention to the little bouncing ball. When I play these games, my main goal is not to aim, it's to hit the ball so it doesn't fall down. Sometimes when I try to aim, I get in trouble. Come on. Come on! Get that little area. Okay. Let's see. And now am I back to bouncing in the corner? I bet I bet there's probably an area where you can get the ball stuck in a pattern where you could get up, make a sandwich, come back. One brick. Get the one brick. So close. Come on. Look at that. Look at that. It's like dancing around it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got a bouncing thing. Let's see. So Ernest is here. Stop by before you head to school. Cool. Roy's here. Welcome. Saw my review of Defender. Gotta say sorry I don't agree with the ranking, but I respect it. That's fine. The flickering in Defender just bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, then yeah, it's fine. I bought a GameCube and tracked down a Game Boy player adapter just for playing my Game Boy Advance on the TV. That's from Jerry. Welcome, Jerry. Are you the one I've seen doing some retro game treasure boxes? I think that's the one I'm thinking about. Oh, I heard a door, so I may have to pause it in a second. I can pause. Good. Nice thing about this round is the bricks move, right? So you can't really get stuck in a pattern where it's going to constantly go around the brick because they're moving. So I like that. So yeah, my wife's out with the girls. It's spring break for the kids. And my boy's doing some work outside, so should have the house quiet unless someone comes home all of a sudden, which is a possibility. And then I may have to end the stream because it would get too loud. Yeah, there we go. So this is on my GameCube Game Boy player going through my streaming device, so it may not be perfect, but it gets the job done. I'm just chilling here, letting the ball come to me. I probably could have stayed there too. Three down. Come on, get it. Oh, just missed. Well, I guess with it wrapping around the screen, you could actually have multiple chances on each end of the screen. There. Oh. There we go. Yeah, wow. Retro Game Treasure since 2017. Wow. Hey, Smash, welcome. Mario Cameo game, exactly. I used to play the heck out of this one. Cool. Let's see. So yeah, Jerry, I appreciate your Retro Game Treasure videos because you put those values in there. Not everybody does that, and I'm a value nerd, so... What? Just picked up the Hyperkin HDMI cable to help with capturing gameplay. Interesting. May have to check that out. Hey Smash, did you find the original audio or footage from that tour you did with Tommy? Because I'm so curious now what he was saying. Oh, this one collapses. This one moves on you. I think you can beat this game, but I don't think I ever have. But I believe this was one of the early Game Boy titles. Like you go in the store, they had this. I want to say Tennis might have been one. Super Mario Land was an early one. Maybe baseball was one. I'm trying to think of all the early Game Boy games. Oh dear. Oh, it's taking him out. Oh, cool. Smash will have to look up that video. Remember when the Game Boy first came out, Alleyway was one of those early titles. That's from Justin. Hi, Justin. Yeah, that's same with me, Jerry. The Retro Game Treasure has been a decent value with me. Have I seen the new Transformers on Netflix? I haven't caught it yet. Super Mario Land, Tennis, and Tetris. Yeah, that sounds like the early titles, if not launch titles. A lot of color for an early Game Boy game. Well, it's with the Game Boy player. Of course, on your Game Boy, it would just been shades of gray or green or whatever you want to call it. Oh, bonus stage. I think. Oh, I'm not doing too good. Yeah, there's a timer. This is a bonus stage. But I think you could still, like, lose your ball, lose a life. I can't remember. I guess I should watch my own review of the thing, huh? It's so weird when, like, you... Wow! It's so weird when you get a comment on a video you did, like, years ago. Because you almost have a hard time remembering what you said, but people are like, hey, what did you mean by this? Or how about this? You know, and like, oh my goodness, that was so long ago. Like when I do rankings, if you don't know, when I review games, I rank them against other games on the same system that I've already reviewed. But some of those reviews are years old. So I'm like, what did I think of this game? When I look at my rankings, I'm like, what was my deal with that game? I had a lot of trouble ranking Gradius on the NES for that reason. I was like, oh, what did I think of Star Force? So I had to go back and listen to my own review to give myself an idea. So peek behind the curtain. Man, this ball's starting to move. Come on, get up there. Oh, you hit the ceiling and it shrinks. Is that it? That's like an old Breakout thing, I think. Some versions of Atari Breakout, I think, did that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, come on. You didn't hit anything? This is why I like Arkanoid so much better, because you get the power-ups. Super Breakout on the 2600 was pretty good, too. I enjoyed that. With the paddle controller, if your paddles are working. Okay, you're going to hit something, right? Hit something. Oh, got one. Thank you. You did the bare minimum. There. Go. So I got a little 4-stack over there. Ooh, just down to 1. Can he do it? Come on, get there. Ugh. That has a no. I was like that had a chance. Maybe on the way back. Yes. Yes. Hey, Kurt's here. Welcome, Kurt. Oh, thanks. Whenever Justin does a new high score challenge over at Atari.io, which is very friendly forum site, he checks out my reviews if I have one on the game. Even if they're old. I cringe at some of my old stuff. I really do, but there it is. My first review was a Bubsy for the Sega Genesis, and I thought about maybe... I actually got a copy recently, in the box, no less. And I thought about maybe one day revisiting it and reviewing it. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Jerry says that they watch my unboxings, like when I do Retro Game Treasure, to see if they can guess the value. Because I try to guess the value of games. Sometimes I'm like really close, and sometimes I'm like not even in the same ballpark. So it'll be interesting to see what the next box, how the next box does. So one of the games in my last box, Ms. Pac-Man, this is Retro Game Treasure, a subscription service where you give them money and they send you usually used, sometimes new retro games. Well, up to like PS, I think they do Xbox One and PS4 now too. So they cover many generations. Not the super obscure stuff. You're not going to get a Vectrex game or a Sega CD game. But anyways, they send you so many games a month, and last month I got a Ms. Pac-Man for the Sega Genesis, loose cartridge, writing on the label, but that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that there was like really bad corrosion on the pins, and I was like, yeah, that corrosion has eaten into the pin. I'm not going to accept this. It was really bad. It was only on a couple pins, but it was like completely covered with, it was caked on and green and corrosion. So I sent them an email, and they said in my next box they'd send me a replacement game. So it'll be interesting to see if the replacement game really adds to the value, or even with the replacement game, if it's just still this what kind of value I've been getting anyways. Not that Ms. Pac-Man for the Sega Genesis is a valuable game. It's not. It's one of the more affordable. It's like a $4 or $5 game, I want to say, maybe $6. But it'll be interesting to see if they'll add a game. Will they add value? Cringing at old stuff means you've come a long way. Trust me, I know. I cringe myself. Stargroove is here. Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and do. We're on stage 6. If anyone is in the mood to Google, there's 2 questions I have. What were the Game Boy launch games in North America, and how many levels in this game? I can't remember. I probably said it in my review. Like I said, I think there is an ending, but I am curious because I want to say Alleyway, Tennis, Baseball, Super Mario Land were like the launch games, along with Tetris, of course. So this is another stage where if I just survive, I should be fine. Because if it keeps pushing them. Oh, there's more bricks up there. Let's see. Going back and forth. Oh! Let's see. Corrosion's no fun. I've had to do some deep cleaning on games from them. Yeah, both them and Video Games Monthly, you need to clean your games. Let's see. Alleyway, Baseball, Super Mario Land, Yakuman? That must have been over. Is that part of a name in Japan? Tennis and Tetris. Well, that's what I basically said. I don't know what the Yakuman thing is. So it looks like I got it. And I have many memories going to Target and playing. They had a setup there, like a display unit. And, you know, while my mom shopped, and trust me, my mom could shop. She could take her time shopping. While she shopped, I would be in electronics, staring at games. And if they had a demo Game Boy, I played quite a bit of Tetris on that thing. I do remember one time they had Super Mario Land, and I was like in 7th heaven. I was like, oh my goodness, I can play something other than Tetris. No, Tetris is fine. Tetris is fine. But when you go to the Target and you play it on the demo unit like 10 times in a row, you're ready for something different. So playing Super Mario Land was like a breath of fresh air. I mean, I remember playing Super Mario Land not Super Mario Land, but Super Mario Brothers, like in like service merchandise or something like that. I hope this is not one of those things where you just play until you clear all the bricks, like it'll keep sending bricks forever and ever and ever. Ooh. Hey, Extra Sanderson is here. I just saw the corner of my eye. Welcome. Oh, a Mahjong game. Yeah, Mahjong's pretty big in Japan. I know. I've had some Famicom Mahjong games, which I've always known it as Shanghai because back in middle school we had a computer and they had the game Shanghai for the Apple II GS maybe? I mean, I'm nerding out now, but and I remember one time, speaking of demo units, I was at a Sears in a mall, which both those things are like going extinct, right? Like actually, when we moved to this city. It was like 6 years ago, the city we're living in now. They had a mall, and one night for a date, my wife and I was like, hey, let's go check out the local mall. And we went to the mall, and they literally had like, it was a full size mall, so it probably had room for 100 shops, and they had maybe 5 open. And it was almost humorous because all the food court had like spots for 10 places, and all the food court had was one Chinese place that was still open. Like, even in a dying mall, there was still a Chinese food court, and they may have been giving out samples. I wouldn't have been surprised, but I was surprised they were still there. But they had a Sears there. There was still Sears there, but within a few years, both the mall and the Sears closed. And there was actually a Kmart around here too when we moved, not too far away, and they ended up closing too. I don't know if there's I wonder how many Kmarts are even alive in the States anymore. Because going to that Kmart, I felt like, even though it was like, okay, what year is it now? 2022. So let's say it was like 2019, 2018. Oh, is this another timer one? So even though it was like, 2018, 2019, something like that, it felt retro to go to Kmart. And I even bought a DVD set, Ernest, like the Ernest Show or something, like Hey Vern, I think it's called. The complete set for, $5 or something I bought from there. Something not really expensive, but when I left it, I was like, man, ooh, wow. I said, man, it may not be able to go to another one. Oh, Powpluck's here. He says, Chinese restaurants seem to thrive in abandoned malls. But I went to a Sears. Oh, I was starting a story. So I went to a Sears when I was really young, and they had an Atari 2600 set up, and they had and you'll see why the memory is burned in my head in a second. They had all these cartridges. I don't know how many, 10 cartridges or so. They had 10 cartridges, and they were all like hooked to like metal wiring. Not too different when you go to a bank and they put their banks on a chain or their pens on a chain. Not too different from that, but it was more like a wire, I want to say, not like one of those beaded things. I could be wrong. But they were hanging so you could actually take the cartridges out. And I don't know how old I am, maybe 5 or 6. I'm young, okay? And I don't own a video game system. I don't have a lot of experience with video game systems at this point in my life. Obviously, I'm aware of them. So, I don't know if maybe there's Space Invaders in the system or something. So the thing was, you could like take out games and put in new ones and try different games. Pretty cool concept, right? So I took out a game without turning off the system. And the screen, you know what happens when you take out a game, right? The screen will freeze or something, garbage on the screen, or just whatever's on the screen freezes. And when that happened, I freaked out inside. I thought at that young age I had broken an Atari at the Sears. I guess it would have been a Telegames if it was at Sears. It wouldn't have been an Atari name, but still, same thing, right? So I freaked out. I found my parents. I don't think I even said anything. I was just like so embarrassed or whatever. I just like ran away. Of course, I'm sure it was fine. But yeah, I have fond memories playing demo units like Star Fox on the Super Nintendo I played. I think Donkey Kong Country maybe. Sonic probably. Oh, that was a bummer. 24 levels on this game. Apparently. Yeah, I'm far away. I'm not going to hit that today. Service merchandise. Yeah, service merchandise was one of those stores where I rarely went into. I think they may have even had one time I went in one, they had Zelda. The first Zelda on a system. Jerome is here. Welcome, Jerome. I don't see the chat. It's if you guys aren't familiar, when I do these streams, I have a TV to the right of my computer, perpendicular. My desk is like a corner desk. Like it goes, it makes like an L shape. It's not big, it's small, but it has enough room for me to put a TV and I have a DVD player, DVD VCR recorder combo that I don't use the recording part anymore, but I use it to run like old systems through, like the RF stuff, because when I stream like in television or Atari, I use the or record it now. I use the RF signal. It actually comes out pretty good through this setup. So, and then it goes to my capture card, goes to my thing. Oh, good. XJ's here. Love this. Out of all the out of all the Game Boy games I played, this is certainly one of them. When Shopko went out of business, they didn't go down in price. It was weird. It was like 10%. That's all. Yeah. Hey, Master System Marcel, welcome. He's been playing a bunch of Disney games on the Master System lately that look really good. A lot of games that never came on the Master System in the States. Like, what were you playing? Legends of Illusion. So let's see. I know there's Worlds of Illusion. Of course, Castle of Illusion, Lands of Illusion, Legends of Illusion. I can't remember if there's another one or not. Ooh, that was good. I like this level. This isn't too bad. Yeah, I don't know if my GameCubes, I have two GameCubes, and they're both used. I sold my original years ago when I got a used one because I had like the original packaging. I sold it, I needed some money, and I sold it as like a collector, saying well taken care of. So I have two GameCubes. Both of them were giving me troubles with the player and the disc. I tried cleaning the laser with like a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol, which some people suggested. The disc doesn't look that bad. I mean, there's some scratches, but there's not a lot. But I was tempted. I was like, well, let's see how much a replacement disc costs. Just the disc for the GameCube player is like over $100. That's insane. So it's tough because I don't know if it's Hey, welcome Finbar. Let's see. Gargoyle's Quest is a good game. My friend had it and I borrowed it from him and it was really good. It was good. Because I'm like, it's hard to tell. Is it just the laser is weaker? Is it the disc? Something with the scratches? Like, because it doesn't have it does have a few, but I've seen much worse at, usually you look at it and if there's a certain amount of scratches, you're like, oh, it should be fine. So I'm surprised. I don't have a lot of GameCube games out to test. The other game I had was a Wind Waker that was much more scratched up that I bought from a pawn shop years and years ago. So it's tough to tell if it's the disc or if it's the system. I mean, it's working now after several attempts to clean the disc, but then I leave the disc in the system. I don't touch it, and I try it the next time, and it doesn't work. And then I have to re-clean the disc. I don't know what's going on. But I was tempted to try to get another disc just to try it out to see if it had the same problems to eliminate stuff. Oh my goodness, both GameCubes and that disc, they've risen in price. I wonder if I cleared all the bricks if I would beat the level or if they would make me stay until all the bricks. I'm guessing until all the bricks drop down. Oh, those bricks disappeared. Did you see that on the bottom there? Ooh, just saved it. Oh. Okay, last life. I'm guessing this is my last life. Yeah, 0, obviously. Duh. There are some games. You ever play a game where where like the lives shown are your lives in reserve, which is what's going on here, right? Because I have 0 lives in reserve. It had 1. That meant I had 1 life after I lost it. But there's other games where it's your literal life. So if it says like Mario times 1, if you die, your game's over. So always interesting to figure out. Oh, is that a Japanese viewer? Very cool. All I know is Konnichiwa. That's all I know. I wish I knew Japanese. I wish I knew it so I could play a bunch of import games and read what's going on. That's why when I do like a retro game treasure, I say no imports because I don't want to deal with Japanese text because I can't read it. But of course, some Japanese games, they still have a fair amount of English or even all English sometimes. Or in game at least, you know, the credits will be in Japanese, but the game itself will be in English, which is very convenient for me, of course. There you go. That was Alleyway for the original Game Boy. Let me get caught up on the chat before I call it a stream. Oh, midnight in Japan. Very cool. Very cool. So let's see. Castle of Illusion, 8-bit and 16-bit. Land of Illusion, 8-bit only. Legend of Illusion, 8-bit. World of Illusion, 16-bit only. Yesterday I was streaming Legend. So are you going to do World next then? Talk about the Ranger controller. This game needs background music. Yeah. So my Japanese viewer has played Alleyway. It's a fun game. Yeah, I haven't seen Ready Player One. I read the book. I thought it was okay. Lots of Easter eggs for us retro culture nerds. The story was like, the story was okay. I think like if you took out the retro, all the retro kind of cultural inferences or callbacks or whatever, Easter eggs, the movie I don't think would have been, or the book would have been nearly as good. So I did read the book. I haven't seen the movie yet. Japanese text only matters in RPGs. Yeah, but I like to, like, if I get to a cutscene, I like to be able to read it too. Is it the Cacho Man's Retro Gaming Nook? Welcome. Says read the book, then see the movie. Never understood why Mario jumps to his death. Yeah, where did he go? That's a good one. All right. Well, I'm going to thank everyone who joined the stream. Thank you for joining. Looks like Master System Marcel will be streaming World of Illusion soon, so he'll check up on that. And I guess I will see you next time. So see you later, everybody.